thanks, Mitra, President, for inviting us. And with me, we have 4 members from my club. Yeah, I would like to hand over to them to introduce themselves.
Thank you so much. Gerry, would you like to go next?
Yeah. Never I have a feel like this that I attending meeting with you guys and I'm happy to have here and thank you so much Madam President for inviting me here and I am a barbero but now I am a licensed real estate broker and I'm a Toastmaster. And I am also a blogger. And later on, you can watch your YouTube video to my YouTube channel, Barberum Broker. That's all. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you so much. Thank you for introducing yourself. How about Gokulnath? I hope I read that right. Would you like to go next?
It's right, it's right. Hi everyone, I'm from TMC Toastmasters Club. This is my first time. Thank you.
Thank you. And Veronica, would you like to go next?
Hello everyone, I'm Veronica and I am the immediate past president of Dasmariñas City Toastmasters Club. Right now, I am the area director of Area 5 under Division K, District 75, Philippines. And I am a member for almost 3 years in Toastmasters. Thank you and happy to be with you all.
Thank you so much for introducing yourself. All right, how about Rashavan? Is that right? I'm sorry if I ever misread someone's name. Would you like to go next? We can't hear you.
Am I audible now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I'd like to thank my president for inviting me to this club, and it's the first time I'm attending the international meeting. And I'm a newbie to Toastmasters. It's just been 2 months that I've joined Toastmasters, and it's indeed really a great experience till now. And I hope that it goes on forever. Yeah, thank you very much for having me here.
Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you. Selvi, would you like to go next?
Hello, everyone. My name is Selvi. I joined this TMC Toastmasters for the last 3 months. I'm from Malaysia. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Toastmaster Pon, would you like to go next?
Yeah. Great evening to all. This is Pon Ayyappan from Trichy Toastmaster Club. I thank you to inviting to this meeting. Thank you very much to all. It is really exciting to see you all. I think different word we are joining together today. I will be excited. Thank you for having me. Yeah, I am serving as a BPM in Trichy Toastmaster Club. That's all from my side. Thank you. Over to you, Matra. Toastmaster.
Thank you. Thank you for introducing yourself. Vitali, would you like to go next?
Yeah, hello. Nice to meet you all. This is actually my first meeting with the Toastmasters. I have never been ever with such good company, so I'm really excited. My name is Vitali, and I'm currently looking for ways to improve my public speaking skills and to increase my confidence in front of the audience. That's it. Thanks.
Oh, thank you, Vitali. I think you're in the right place. I hope you enjoy it.
I hope so too. Yeah. Thank you all.
Anna, good to see you today. It's been a very long time.
I've been missing you.
Victoria. Oh, welcome back. Victoria, would you mind to turn on your camera? Are you there?
Yeah, hi everyone. It's nice for me to join. I just noticed the previous time I set up background effect with that bombs because we had the movie team, so now I'm looking for another background and I will turn on. Thank you.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, and our last but not least guest, I would like to introduce myself, if you allow me. Thoto Ferido from the Das Marinas Toastmasters Club.
Yay!
Not only a distinguished Toastmaster, he's also an MC, a voice artist, a chorister, an event manager, a communicator, and a teacher. So dear fellow Toastmasters and guests, please welcome to the stage our super host, Thoto Ferido.
Yay! Good evening, everybody, and good morning for you who are in the same time zone with me. It's 12:15, actually 12:30 midnight here in the Philippines. Good evening to everyone in all parts of the world. Thank you for spending this evening, this morning, this afternoon, whatever you want to call it, with us today, because we want to make change. And this is Change Makers Toastmasters. But Toastmasters, never have I hosted a midnight meeting before. Well, when I was very, very young, we had Elan Chezyan. I hope I say it right. Toastmaster Elan Chezyan, what is your role? Take it away.
Thank you, Toastmaster Toto. So this is Toastmaster Langelian timer for today's meeting. So I'm going to time the whole event. We have quite a lot of sessions today. So I will read out one by one and show some cards. So first we have a game session. The time limit is 10 minutes. So I will show green card at 8 minutes to alert you. I will change my background and will show yellow card at 9 minutes and red card at 10th minute for the game session. And we have prepared speech sessions. So 2 speeches we have. The first speaker, David. So the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. I will show green card at 5th minute, yellow card at 6th minute, red card at 7th minute till your end of the speech. And the second speaker, Christopher, the time limit is 10 to 12 minutes. I will show green card at 10th minute, yellow card at 11th minute, and red card at 12th minute till your end of the speech. After that, we have unprepared sessions, that is impromptu session for TT. The time limit is 1 to 2 minutes. So I will show green card at 1 minute, I will show yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red card at 2 minutes till your end of the speech. And I will alert the TT master by 18th minute. And we have evaluation session for 2 evaluators. The time limit is 2 to 3 minutes. I'll show green card at 2 minutes, yellow card at 2 minutes 30 seconds, red card at 3 minutes till your end of the evaluation. So after that we have TT evaluator. We have a 6 minutes allotted. I'll show green at 5th minute, yellow at 5 minutes 30 seconds, and red at 6 minutes. And all the best. I will come up with my report in the end of the session. Over to you, TMOD, the Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, TM Elan. Let's give him a warm round of applause. We always do for explaining clearly but briefly the roles of the timer. If you are a speaker, be on the lookout for the change in color of TM Elan's screen, because when it's green, your time is in. When it's yellow, time to wrap up. You have 30 more seconds before somebody takes you away from you. Huh? That's our timer, Toastmaster Ellen. And now, for some new word that we are going to learn, a word of the day, and explaining something about the use of the English language, let's call on our Toastmaster grammarian for the day, Toastmaster Paul Young.
Hi everybody. It's nice to meet so many people here. It's really exciting. At the beginning, I saw only gentlemen and only Martha was there, and I was so sad. I thought that ladies are not very interested in learning English or the leadership. Yeah, but that's fine in the end. Yeah. Oh, my responsibilities as a grammarian to introduce new words to members, comment on the language used during the course of the meeting, and to provide examples of good grammar and word usage. But please don't be afraid of making mistakes. You know, that is why we met here. So relax. The word of today is I put in the chat is palaver. But you can also pronounce as palaver. Laver or laver. Both of the version are correct. So palaver is it means a long, unproductive discussion, like an hour of aimless palaver, or we get endless palaver. You know, and or it can mean unnecessary, elaborate, or complex procedure, you know, complicated, like there is a lot of palaver involved. Since I have started the whole palaver, I may as well carry it forward. Or getting into each building was a bit of a palaver. It means too complicated. Okay, so I chose this word because, we live in an era of globalization. And actually, this English word was influenced by the Portuguese. In the 18th centuries, the English sailors in Western Africa, they met very often the Portuguese partners, and they borrowed the word from Portuguese, which originally means in Portuguese is a speech or a word or a discussion. So that's all from me. So Martha, that's your turn. I don't know, it's whose turn?
My turn.
Sorry.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Paul. Thank you so much. Well, certainly that was not a palaver. It was wise use of time because you shared with us a new word of the day, palaver. And the Toastmasters meeting is never a palaver. It's always a productive hour and a half. Especially when we speak without fillers. And who's to count the filler words that we're going to use? Let me call on our accounter, Toastmaster Gokulnat from Tricky Toastmasters Club.
Hey everyone, again, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of the R counter is to note the words and sounds that are used as a crutch or pause fillers by anyone who speaks during the meeting. I will listen for the overused words, including well, but, and, so, and you know. And I will also listen for the filler words, including I will. And also note each speaker say the word or phrase such as I, or this means. And I hope I give a palaver report at the end of the meeting. Thank you. Over to Toastmasters.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gokulnat. Wow. See, never have I ever pronounced so many different names, and it's a great challenge for me tonight. All right, let's get on. For us not to have a palaver,
So the order you will not know. Suddenly your name will be shout out for me. So you have to start doing your speech. So this is a little bit of challenging, but this is a warm-up session before we doing our meeting. So we get a little bit of warming up.
Sorry, Crystal, can you explain it to me again? I didn't get it.
Yeah, so this like we are talking about single topic, every one of us. It's happen is after the first speaker speak, next speaker what do is he have to get start his speech from the last word uttered by the previous speaker. So if the previous speaker talk about car, the last word has stopped. Then you have to start with the car. But if the topic is about the food, from car you have to talk about the food. Okay, something like this. So why this last uttered word is important? When the timer says 20 seconds, you have to stop. So you will not finish your full sentence. Maybe you say, I am going, just stop. So going. So where going, nobody knows. So next person will start by going and with the topic. Okay. So at the beginning we will do with people who little bit know about it, and then I will talk about others' names so you will get to know what this game is about. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you ready all?
Yeah, would it be a good idea if everybody should unmute now for this?
Yeah,
so that we don't, it might be better.
Yes, so unmute yourself and you can even have your video so we can see your face, how you looks like. Okay, so let's start. I will do the first speech timer. So what I will do is, when I say start, you start my counting. So when 20 seconds finish, you put red, I will say the name. So this person will start, you again put from 0 to 20 seconds, okay? Something like that. So, dear Toastmasters, the today topic is lesson I learned by pandemic. Now, pandemic is there in different countries in different level, COVID-19. So there are a lot of lessons we are learning from it. So we are going to tell others what are the lessons that you learn within 20 seconds. So it will be challenging. So let's see what are the lessons that you did. Okay. No, don't start this. Now I'm going to start. Okay. My speech is going to start time. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. I will start. I learned from pandemic about how to work with online, because previously I didn't know about how to work with online, how to teach others, how to do meetings. What I had to do, I went to YouTube and search about how to connect with Zoom, how to make my account, and how to make myself mute, and every technique about Zoom. But next, Martha.
This pandemic taught us that we have to adapt. Sometimes life comes and interrupts all your plans, everything you plan, and changes your life completely. But you have to learn to adapt. That's what I learned from the pandemic.
Dave.
Pandemic, yeah, that's true. In fact, I learned so many things from the pandemic because I also had the experience with my students online. I had no idea how to do that with Zoom and all this technology. So although the pandemic was terrible, I also had some great learning experience. Paul.
Lucia, topic you will wait.
Actually, pandemic and all these online issues showed me that all our possibilities are very high. So we never can imagine what we can do if we were in such a difficult situation. And all this just show us everything. Thanks.
Kevin.
Thanks to this pandemic, I've learned nothing. Nothing at all, actually. I've sat indoors on my own, just screwing away food and making it last as long as possible, and I've learned nothing. But actually, I have learned something. I've learned that I can go into almost hibernation. I know exactly how bears feel in the wild. You put all your food in the store, and you check when it's going to go out of date.
Gerry or Gerry, I'm sorry. Speech will later. Yeah.
Yes. What the last word? Tight?
Date.
Yeah, yeah.
Tight.
You're correct.
Our schedule is very tight with regards to meeting, especially trainings with all of my activities in real estate and of course in Toastmasters during pandemic. And I'm happy that
Ferido. Happy. Happy. I thought the word happy starts with age. But I just discovered that happiness starts with you. With you and me. Even in this time of pandemic, sometimes we are alone. I try. Bhagwan.
Being alone has been one of the greatest challenges when pandemic was not there. But when pandemic started, we never were alone. We were all together, and it was a family time, spending time with family. That was one that I learned in pandemic most. And
Gokulnath. Are you muted? So,
Yeah, mostly during this pandemic, I used to spend a lot with my friends all the time in calls, which is a kind of stress relieving thing. What to say? I don't have much to say about it.
Veronica.
I don't have much to say about Palaver, but then this pandemic is a very much challenging and exciting and amazing circumstance that ever happened to me. Never have I ever attended.
Paul.
Are you pronouncing me, Paul?
Paul, yes.
Me?
Paul.
Okay.
Grammarian, yes, grammarian.
Paul, huh?
No, it's Paul, grammarian.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah.
What is the last word, Veronica?
Attended.
Attended. Okay. After the breakout of the pandemic, I attended a lot of conference, because it's a new way to communication. And actually, because I ran a traveling agency, so my business stopped. So the only way that I can communicate with my partners and clients
Vitali.
is Zoom.
What was that for?
It's a Zoom.
Zoom, okay. So during the pandemic, I learned how to actually stay online for 24/7 and hopefully not for 365 days per year, because I learned that you can actually mix your life with the work and there is no way out. So you need to train yourself how to impose some routine.
The last one is routine, isn't it?
Right.
The routine that I have during the pandemic is have to stay at home. I cannot go out, cannot do anything. I have to stay at home. Just help with the household chores, read book, and then through my friends, just have
fun.
WhatsApp call.
To my friends, I think I hear the word to my friends. I think in the pandemic, I missed my friends. I didn't unable to go movie with my friends. I missed lot of things during the pandemic. I get reading habits during the pandemic time. I think.
Victoria.
So.
A pandemic time showed me some really strange thing. Never had I ever heard from a taxi driver this phrase like, hurry up, I'm late to somewhere. So taxi driver told me, hey, hurry up, I'm late. So during my trip, we had a palaver, but I will skip this. And
so was the last word?
I just started about palaver, so you can start with palaver.
Okay. And it's correct. There were different situations and can be kind of palaver. And what I wanted to say about this pandemic, it also challenged us to how to behave within the nearest, the closest people within our families, because it was challenging to stay with all our people that we love.
Our second Anna. Red color dress, but I don't know your name.
Anna Bodanova.
Ah, yes.
And the last word is, sorry, Anna.
So about family something.
Could you repeat, please?
Family.
Family. Okay, so pandemic taught me how to be with family, actually. As well, this pandemic got my brain into gear. And one more thing, it made me go beyond my limits, and now I know that I could be an armchair traveler. That's amazing. You can stay.
I don't know whether I pronounced your name correctly. Our VP PR.
Okay.
Are you there?
Again?
Yes. Thanks, Letia. I think he's not there, no? Yeah, I think he's not connected. So we had Anastasia King. She's also not there. So I believe everybody took part. Did I miss any person? No.
I think everybody spoke.
Everybody done, yes. The idea of this game is about your attention. How you keeping your attention. So if you can't remember the last word meet once, you're not keeping your attention. In our life, opportunities as well as issues arising in our life without, it's like those are like surprises, not planned. Sometimes when the opportunity comes, you may be not ready. When you are ready, the opportunities will be not there. So this is about, if suddenly something happens, how you can respond. If somebody shout at you, how you can respond to the person. You can't respond to the same bad words that other person tell you. So how if somebody asks a question about your area, how you can recall your knowledge and expertise and give a very good answer for that. It can make you a very good communicator at your workplace, in your relationships, and your personal life as well. So that's the idea about this game. I hope you everybody enjoyed it. It's nice to hear all of your thoughts. Thank you for participating actively, and back to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Wow, that was challenging. Never have I ever participated in this kind of activity. The round robin. 20 seconds, you have to listen to the person speaking because you don't know who will be next. Yay.
Yeah?
I can hear you.
Okay, thank you, fellow
Yes,
Toastmasters.
we cannot
Did you
hear you.
ever have the feeling that you did something wrong and you needed to apologize to someone? Well, almost all of us have had this feeling at one time or another. We may feel the need to apologize because we have a guilty conscience, or maybe because of our religious values, or simply because we are sad that we made another person feel sad. But apologizing for our moral or ethical failures in society is one thing, and apologizing in Toastmasters is quite another. So here's what I want to tell you tonight, fellow Toastmasters. Never, never apologize in Toastmasters. What am I talking about? Have you ever heard a Toastmasters member at the beginning of his or her speech say, "Oh, I'm sorry, but I did not have time to prepare my speech very well"? Or maybe you heard a fellow Toastmaster say, "Oh, I'm sorry that I don't have pictures to go along with my presentation tonight." Or maybe you even heard someone say in table topics, I'm sorry, but I've never had that particular experience before, so I can't answer that question. Fellow Toastmasters, please do not do this. Why? Well, tonight I'm going to give you 3 good reasons why never to apologize. Number 1, when you begin your speech with an apology, you immediately lower the expectations of your audience. Suddenly, an audience that was ready and excited to hear your speech is no longer so excited to hear what you have to say and may even lose interest in your speech. Second, when you begin your speech with an apology, you begin negatively. As you know, probably in Toastmasters, in a Toastmaster speech, you always want to begin positively because you want to sell your ideas to the audience. And now, when you apologize, that's going to be much more difficult. Third, when you begin your speech with an apology, you instantly destroy the confidence the audience has in your future. Some club members might even think, well, if she didn't really have time to prepare her speech, then why is she even doing it tonight? Or they might think, well, will she be prepared the next time to give her speech? So it puts that kind of doubt in the minds of your fellow Toastmasters. So fellow Toastmasters, tonight, instead of apologizing, I want to give you 3 things, 3 pieces of advice. First, if you did not have time to prepare your speech, and that happens, right? We all know that happens. Never inform the audience of that. Now, in this context, I remember something I learned when I was a young officer in the military. I had 20 people, 20 men under my authority. Well, at age 21, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. So my captain was a very wise man. He gave me some good advice. He said, David, never let the men know that you do not know what you're doing. You have to keep their confidence in your leadership. If you lose that, you will never get it back. So be an actor. Pretend you know what you're doing. And then learn from that, and the next time be better prepared. Very good advice. Second, fellow Toastmasters, if you did not have time to prepare the photos for your presentation, or the PowerPoint is not working, do not mention this to the audience. Believe me, they will never miss it because they don't know about it unless you inform them. However, if you do inform them that the PowerPoint, for example, is not working, suddenly they're focused on that idea. And also the idea that your presentation is not really complete. Third, and finally, if you are given a table topics question that does not really apply to you personally, for example, when you're in your garden at home, which vegetables do you like to grow there? Fellow Toastmasters, never respond, well, I don't have a garden at home, and so I don't grow vegetables, so I can't answer your question. Mamma mia, fellow Toastmasters, lie. Yes, lie. You do have a garden at home, and you do grow vegetables. Use your imagination. Be a little bit creative. Remember, this is table topics. It's an exercise in spontaneous speaking. It's not a lie detector test at your local police department. So, fellow Toastmasters, in conclusion, the next time you hurt the feelings of a friend or a loved one, definitely apologize to them. But the next time you make a Toastmaster speech, definitely do not apologize. Your speech will be much better because of it. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters.
Thank you so much. Give a round of applause to Toastmaster Day. Toastmaster Day, you need not apologize. I think that was an informative Rica Villadolid. Let's give it up for our next speaker, Toastmaster Christopher Taraka.
Thanks a lot, the Toastmaster of the day and my dear Toastmasters. How long do you think the time taken to develop a leader? Any guesses? We know how long it takes to develop a doctor, how long to make a airplane.
20 years.
20 years, okay, we have one answer. Any other answer? How long it will take? If you join for Toastmasters, how many years you have to be in a member to develop, to become a good leader? Any guesses? Our senior Toastmasters, yeah, one answer, okay, what? Sorry?
Yeah, it depends. It changes from person to person.
It depends. What answer? See, it's not something straightforward, but it depends. Yes. It depends on your vision. Most of us, what happen is, we like to lead others, but we don't know when. A lot of people are saying, one day, I want to become a leader. When is that? After 30 years? After 40 years? When you reach your 60? When you reach your 80? You never know. So what happens, many of us, we don't keep a timeline. If you don't have a timeline, you don't know how many meetings you have to participate, how many speeches you have to do, how many evaluators you have to get the evaluation from. You don't know. You don't know even which pathways you have to select, because you don't know when you have to reach and which position you have to reach. When you come to leadership, maybe you are a leader like a supervisor. In your workplace, you have 5 people reporting to you. That's a leadership. Maybe you will be the next leader in your country. Philippines, India, 1.3 billion population. To become the leader of that country, how difficult that is. So, if you don't know the position of leadership and the timeline, you may not know how many meetings you have to attend. What are the roles you have to play? So what will happen? You will wait until opportunities come to you. Somebody come and tell you, are you doing a speech? Why you don't doing a speech? Okay, then now we do a speech. Something like that. Because you never know what to do. Many of us, like professionals, what we do, we are following a routine. Finish school, go to university, get a degree, get a job, do the masters, then again job, go to another job. So it's like a routine. It's like a script written by someone else. We are acting according to that. So we are following step by step, and if somebody asks, can you become the CEO of your company? Oh no, CEO no better than me. So I have to wait another 10 years. I have to finish my masters. I have to get this thing, that thing. Because we don't know exactly what is our position and what is their position. So developing a leader, it's about what? To have a smart vision. When you say a smart vision, you should be specific. Not a leader, you have to be specific. Where are you going to lead? What's the purpose of your leadership? Are you going to be a community leader? By becoming a community leader, what are you going to do? If you become a political leader, what is the level of the political level you're going to be leader? Maybe population council, maybe parliament. You have to define it. And what's the purpose of your leadership? Why people need you as a leader? Now we are learning about leadership in many pathways. But why people need you? Can you replace by another person? Have you seen that Cristiano Ronaldo was shifting 2 bottles of Coca-Cola and cost $4 billion for Coca-Cola company? See his role of leadership, the influence. Can he replace by another person overnight? It's very hard, you see. How much will it take for your company to replace you. If you tell your boss, I'm not satisfied the way it's going on, so I decided to leave, how long they will take to replace your position? Is it hours, days, weeks, or months? Or is it not forever? They can't replace you. This is something you have to understand in your leadership position. Then you know which knowledge you exactly have to acquire. Because there are so much knowledge in this world. How you get all this knowledge to your brain? How many years you have to spend? How many PhDs you have to do? Some people are saying, I will do an MBA, then I will become a leader. So how about the PhD? How many PhDs are there in the world? How are you going to study all of these? Do you have to complete all 11 pathways to become a leader? Or just finishing the level 1 and become a leader? Or just finishing the icebreaker? You have to define that one. Then you know what is your position in this world, in your community, in your business. Once you get to know that one, then you have to start up developing your leadership career, developing a leader. It's a serious business. It's a serious business than making a big ship or a big plane. Why? Your decisions, your fears, your anger, your happiness can influence to many people when you become a leader. One wrong decision may cost for many. For example, some of the developed countries thought that corona is a small virus and we have very, very developed healthcare system. We don't have to worry. What happened? Dead bodies were piled up. They couldn't even have a place to put those. You may have seen it TV, news. But some countries' leaders, really smart. They saved their population, their economy, and now they keep on fighting against this virus. Your decision can impact to many people in this world. If you become the Secretary of United Nations, how many people will depend on you? A single decision can make a big impact. Every war has a single person who's taking a decision by saying, to attack or let's talk. If you go to all the disasters in this world like wars, there's man-made disasters. There's a single person behind that, the ultimate decision maker. Who's a leader? As well. Therefore, developing a leader is a serious task. And in Toastmasters, we are doing exactly the same. We are teaching others to become leaders. One who's joining for Toastmasters is not about just learning for English, because we don't teach English classes here. We'll be learning English with grammarian and other stuff, but we are not teaching step-by-step lessons. But what we teach is leadership, the decision making, how to communicate, how to convince. Therefore, we are making leaders. As mentors, we are appointing a mentor to you if you're joining for a club. So if the mentor doesn't do his or her work correctly, what will happen? You may be producing the wrong leader, which can have a big impact, negative impact to others. So in my pathways, by following the leadership development, I learn about how can I develop as a leader? How can I communicate with others? How can I convince to others? Negotiate with others. That is not only for my leadership position, even with my relationships, my friends, relations, how to communicate with them, how to listen to them. Therefore, this is a very serious thing. You don't have to be worried about it, but you have to take it seriously. You're taking a responsibility. You are a person who like to take responsibility in your society, where you are living in. You can impact one day many others. So Toastmastering is about leadership development to public speaking. You will be learning how to speak, how to be confident in front of an audience, how to understand them, how to convince them. The biggest thing which I learned from this pathway is the relationships and the responsibility. How you are taking the responsibility in your society. Many of the people who like to stay away and comment, this should be like this, this should be like that, this is not the correct thing. but they don't like to get the responsibility and say, let's do it. So if you are a person who's taking responsibility with developing your skills of leadership, you can lead others to reach for a point which they are expecting to reach in their life in the best way. So I would like to recommend you to follow this pathway, leadership development. You will learn in 5 steps how to develop your leadership career, starting from the icebreaker, telling about yourself and your vision of leadership. Starting from that, step by step, every level, you will be learning about a topic which can be really helpful in your life. And this is not a written exam, that you learn something, remember and write it. After you learn, you have to give a speech. That's been one. You have to tell to the audience what you have learned and how you're going to apply to reach your vision. Like that way, you're getting the awareness and understanding for yourself. So if you are a person with understanding, you can understand others. Therefore, dear Toastmasters, get the opportunity. Sign up for these pathways and follow this one. One day, you will give a speech like this to many others, how to develop a leader. And don't limit yourself only to the Toastmasters Club. Go beyond that, your society where you live in, and start making the impact of people's life. Let's develop leaders. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmasters today.
A great speech, one round of applause. And for completing his path, because he's reflecting on it, another one round of applause. Congratulations on a great speech and for completing your path, Toastmaster Christopher. Okay, that wraps up our prepared speaking session. Fellow Toastmasters, we are so many here in this room, and only 2 prepared speakers.
On 1 minute, please. A amber on 1.5, and a red on 2. The theme is never have I ever. Now, I'm not really too au fait with this, but I don't want too much palaver about it, so we're just going to go straight into it, if that's okay with you. So I've got here a few questions that I'm going to allow, if you want, two answers for each question. If somebody wants to come in after the first speaker and have another go at it, we'll certainly allow that. The first question is this. Never have I ever. Now, something that you've not done, but it's really high on your bucket list that you want to do. Who wants to tell us the thing that I've never done it, never have I ever done this? Oh my God, do I want to do it? I'm looking for volunteers now, so don't get any, I'll pick someone.
Thailand or anywhere in the world, and it's been my dream, which excites me as much as it terrifies me. But every time I see those pictures or videos on the internet of people swimming with those big tiger sharks, my heart skips a beat. I imagine myself doing that, but it is so scary. So scary, but I would totally do it. The shameful part of it is that I've been living in Thailand for 6 years, and that's one of the spots you can do it. Yes, I've never done it. Well, I guess it takes me a little bit longer than 6 years to do it, but I promise, one day I will, and it's not a palaver, palaver. I will do it because it is very high on my bucket list, and it is a memory for a lifetime. So you guys go for your bucket list too.
It will really attract good girls, beautiful girls, and yeah, and it would indeed be much beautiful if you have tattoos all over your hand, and I'm out of words. It would really be wonderful. That's what I could say. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, no worries. You always think about why, and think about, what would happen if you had them, like you told us about the girls would all come to you. And I can imagine the girls here actually thinking of you in the tattoo. Now, look what you've done to them now. What have you done to them? Okay, anybody else want to try this one? They just get more difficult. I mean, really, I don't know why you're waiting. Okay, we'll move on to the next one then. Okay. Never have I ever jumped out of a plane. I told you it's going to get harder. Yeah, well, why would anybody do this? Has anybody here jumped out of a plane? Done a parachute jump? No.
But I would like, definitely.
You're in. Oh.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Great question. But first of all, by the way, the word of the day, palavra, in Portuguese means word. So palavra, and what is more, it means palavras, it means bad words. You know, like not like bad words, but colloquial language. So it's a nice twist, you know. Different words in different languages have different meanings. So why not? I mean, the life is so short. I mean, it's really too short to think too much on such an exciting on such exciting things as just, for instance, jump from a plane with a parachute. It's an overwhelming experience. Could you imagine you like a bird? You have these butterflies inside your stomach, and you can see everything. You know, it's like on a plate. All the beauty of the nature, all the beauty of the earth.
Come on. I'll give it 3, 2, 1. No one? Okay, it's going to be Sylvie, maybe. Would you like to do this one?
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Can you repeat again the question?
Yeah, it's something that you've done, but you're reading it. We haven't done it. Maybe you got in trouble.
All right. I never would have done. I would regret it. Maybe I walked out from a job, which I loved doing the job, then it became a hatred job. So this is the first point. The second point is we don't know what to do. We have lost the income, so we don't know what to do. So we do like a short course to find out what we have to do. And then now that the market has changed completely, the job scope is all mainly on IT, information technology, engineering, business and admin. So the choice of my job scope is very limited. So this also I have to do some kind of course, or I have to go into something like a marketing to find out what I actually good at. So this is the regret that I have right now. I wish it would be better than this, but it isn't. So now I'm resting myself for the last 1 year. So I hope to continue to rest more. That's all for now.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much indeed. Now I'm gonna give one to someone here. I'm gonna give this one, and I think it's an interesting one to do. Never have I ever grown vegetables in my garden at home. Dave, tell us why you've never grown vegetables in your garden at home.
Thank you for the question. Well, yes, why have I never grown vegetables in my garden at home? Because, you know, when you have a garden at home, you have many choices to make. You can grow tomatoes or potatoes or cucumbers, various vegetables, or you can do other things in your garden. For example, you can grow flowers. So I love flowers. I love beautiful flowers. And I especially like fragrant flowers like roses. For example, where I live here, we have a botanical garden, and I go into the rose garden first. And I love to see all the different names of the beautiful roses that exist today. For example, there's kind of a blonde rose called the Marilyn Monroe rose. And you have these different types of roses. and they're all so wonderful. So, when you have a limited space, I would say, as I do in my garden, I opt for, and if you have enough food to eat, obviously at home, I prefer to use that space to make something beautiful there. Because as we all know, the world is a difficult place. It's hard. It's sometimes trying, but we want to make it more beautiful. And one way that I like to make it more beautiful is with the beautiful flowers. Thank you for the question.
Thank you, Dave. You inspired me to write that question in your speech, so I had to give it to you. I've got one more, two, but I'm going to do one more because we're a little bit behind on time. So this is the last chance you've got, really, to get in there and say something. Not to say you could be two people. Never have I ever been to prison. Now, I know you've all been to prison. Don't actually admit it. I know you've probably all been to prison. But, yeah, I haven't anyway. But never have I ever been to prison. But really, is prison really a deterrent? Is it too cushy, too easy? What's your view on this? Who's going to give me a view on whether prison is too easy? You've all been there. Come on, you know what it's like. Now, anybody who volunteers is actually agreeing that they've been to prison, but don't worry. Don't worry. We want them. Come on, who's going to do this one? Who hasn't been and done one? Come on. I'd love a volunteer. I don't want to have to pick somebody. Is Anna Real there? Member of the club?
Hi, Kevin.
Well, it's
Yes.
your chance. You're a member of the club, so you're going to get picked. Come on. Is prison too cushy? Too easy?
Why not? Prison. So I need to find some pros being in prison, correct? Okay.
It's your view on whether prison is too easy or not. Is it right? Is it too hard, too easy?
I should convince that it's an easy way to spend some time in prison, correct?
Your decision whether you like it or you don't like it.
Okay. I would be controversial. I would tell you some cons and some pros being in the prison. Of course, you would have some free time from your everyday duties. If you are very tired of them, it's a good chance to have a little bit of rest, of cleaning and doing all the stuff like that. And besides, you would have a chance to be out of not only your everyday routines and responsibilities, but you would have some free time to think over things, because in your everyday life you probably don't have enough time to think everything over. But of course, you would have also some bad stuff about that, because you can't make a choice you want to make. You can't be free of being somewhere, going somewhere. You can't decide what is your schedule of the day. And of course, it limits you so much that probably the cons are much bigger than pros. But of course, it depends on the person you are. So that's my opinion, and thank you, Kevin, for this question.
Thank you very much indeed for the answer. In fact, in reality, there are some people that actually love it in prison. They don't want to be outside. It's institutionalized. Okay, that's the end. But I want to give you a little piece of advice to everybody here today, because I recognise a certain reluctance to step forward. Let me tell you what Darren LaCroix says, the world champion of public speaking in about 2001 or 2 or 3, something like that. He says, stage time, stage time, stage time. It's an absolute godsend to get the opportunity to practice your skills, whatever the question. Never be frightened to volunteer. And if there's ever a chance to speak in the club, your club, anything, speaking, evaluating, table topics master, grabbing a table topic, general evaluator, just take it. Take every opportunity. And outside Toastmasters too. Back to our Toastmaster of the Day, Thoto.
With bags for challenging the minds and hopefully moving the hearts of everyone here. Oh, and we have an announcement. Please vote for your best table topic speakers. See that in the Google Forms. Great responses. Well, sometimes we are a little bit hesitant and reluctant, really. But great tip, DTM Kevin. Stage time, stage time, stage time. We are through with the first two speaking parts of the program, table topics, your impromptu speaking session, and prepared speeches. Now, it's time for us to hear the opinion of our evaluators on our speakers. Let's start with our first evaluator to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster David. Let's give it up for Toastmaster Gerry Bustamante.
Good evening, good morning, everyone, to our fellow Toastmaster and our dear guests. Never ever that I will deliver evaluation report, and this time outside our country in the Philippines. And Toastmaster David, I love your speech. Your speech really strike my heart as a Toastmaster, because many times I say I apologize to my club, and your message right now, your speech really helped me to take out that palaver word, and you gave us 3 reasons, and easy to understand, that you give the 3 reasons why we should not begin with apologizing with the meeting. First, it will destroy. If we begin with our apology, it will lower the activity or the positivity of our speech. And second is it will give negativity to our listener. And third, it will destroy our message to the plenary or the listeners. And I love your advices that in time that we don't know the information, never told them that we don't know. Second, you told us that if the PowerPoint is not working, don't inform them that this is not working. And of course, you give us important information about answering the table topic. And David, you are very good on storytelling. Your eyes, your focus is very good, and you are very good in using your vocal variety. The only challenge is next time your message is very informative and very healthy. I think you need to use the PowerPoint in order to add drama and more to give emphasis to your message to us. All in all, David, thank you so much, and I love your speech, and I hope to see you again on your next speech. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator or table topic. DTM Thoto.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gerry Bustamante, for your evaluation of the speech of Toastmaster David. Now, we move forward to the evaluation of our next speech. Let's give it up for Toastmaster Rica Villadolid to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Christopher.
I'm sorry. Can I just take a moment? I'm sorry. Can I just take a moment and remind everyone to please vote for best table topic speaker in our TT session evaluator latest direct messages. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, President Marta. We give the floor to our evaluator, Toastmaster Rica.
Hello again, everyone. The best leader is a leader who walks the talk. And that kind of leadership is best exemplified by our second speaker for this meeting. Congratulations, Toastmaster Christopher Taraka. What are the things that I like most about your speech? First, you started with a question, and that made your speech an interactive, wherein there are answers propounded by the members, and that had made us interested on the topic that you are discussing. Second one is that your speech is well organized. You started with the motivation. You motivated us. You asked questions. So that is way of having a springboard as you introduce the main purpose of this leadership development path. Then you proceeded with the purpose of this leadership path, then what are the lessons that you have learned, and ended it with a call to action. And finally, the title of your speech that was presented towards the last portion of your speech. Third thing that I like about your speech is that you have a call to action towards the end of your speech, wherein you encourage us to enroll in this path. That is because you have seen the benefit of this path as you journeyed in this path in Toastmasters. Now you have told us that we are to go beyond Toastmasters when it comes to leadership. And that is indeed the best type of leadership that we can have, wherein we become a leader not only in Toastmasters, but it is also applied in the outside world. Now, I have only one recommendation that I would like you to work on, and that is by means of relating a specific example on how you were able to learn something. What are the big events that you have managed, especially under level 5, that really had helped you to develop that leadership, which is the highlight of this leadership path? Overall, I congratulate you for having finished this leadership path, and I have really seen that you have become a great leader. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much for the detailed evaluation of that speech of Toastmaster Christopher. Two great speakers, two amazing evaluators. And now we'll have the tag teams report on the time. Let's give it up for Toastmaster Elan.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, isn't it a TT session evaluation? No?
I was supposed to think about that.
Maybe we can have, okay, well, I skipped it. Let's have first our table topics evaluation. Yeah. Never have I ever skipped the table topics evaluation just now. Probably I'm sleepy, but I will never apologize according to Toastmaster Dave. Let's have our table topics evaluation to be given by our Toastmaster from the Negro Hills, Toastmaster Licia. Toastmaster Licia, take it away.
Thanks a lot. Actually, I was not wondering why you called to the stage timer, because I know that in Philippines there is this tradition, so they really wanted to know how much time every speaker spent on table topic session, and it's really influence on the best table topic speaker. So in this case, we skipped this tradition too.
And according to the evaluation, actually, I should start from Kevin because we don't have general evaluators today, yes? And just wanted to remember Kevin about, of course, he's here to tell all the rules of table topic session because all of us, most of all of us are already Toastmaster, but maybe just a little tiny explanation will be okay for example, Victoria or other, or Vitaly, who are new ones for today. And also, Kevin, I liked all your questions that you are prepared. They were very provoking, and I'm sure that every one of us will be ready to answer for it. And I saw this intention when you ask someone, when you ask a question and you ask about volunteer. Once Dave raised hand, but you don't notice him, and asked another one. And another situation was when Gerry also raised hand, but you don't see him. So maybe just for future, give this little second for yourself too. To people being volunteering to be involved in table topic session. But all in all was very good, so thanks you. Really, if I wasn't be a table topic evaluator, I will be raised hand on all questions, and it's a good mark of quality of all your questions and of your masterpieces. So thanks you to this. About our speakers, about Marta, of course, she was the first one. It's good that she showed us a leader's position, so she raised hand. And her story was so energetic, and you used so many emotions, vocal variety, gestures, and the smile. So I was not sure that really swimming and tiger shot really is so terrifying. So many energy was listening for you, so so it looks not so bad as you tried us to convince. But all in all, my suggestion maybe all about your promises, and I will. So next time you should tell us how you made this deal. Another second speaker, Redhavan. Of course, I saw that you are you were thinking about what to tell, how to convince. But I like the story. I like the way you try to tell us this story. And maybe just one suggestion: not afraid that your story is too long. You can continue to tell this just till the time I showed you red light, and also not tell sorry at the end, because it's sometimes it's like put your in not quality position of the speaker. So it just this. Another one, Anna, thanks. You don't want to be volunteer, but in any case you will be just like this. It's also very energetic about jumping out of the plane. And you told us so many arguments why we should do this that I was already convinced. So also maybe just for summary, to sum up all we are talking about for all of us to see how it's grand convinced was. Another one was Sylvie. Sylvie, I also like how you trying to tell us your personal story, and I feel that all of us, like how to say it, not louded, but all of us were on some minute were very unlouded, very sympathetic hearing your speeches. And it's a good tips to all our speakers. When you told something personal, you told with this emotion, and this helps to you and to us to follow everything you told. So also, just for suggestion, try to
create more in the future. Then was David. He was volunteer. I like your story about vegetables and flowers. It's also a good trick for all of us. Just compare something, and you already created a story. And maybe I just missed not summary, but missed maybe some examples, something very tiny, but I missed it. Maybe just I was very cruel today, maybe about this. And the last one, but not least, unreal. I like that you were not ready to answer this question, but you tried to tell at least something. And actually, your story about routine and about time to think and about all this, it shows us how the brain is worked in emergency situation. It's a good example for all of us. Just try to tell and to tell. And to summarize, I already tried 6 minutes, so I have a winner. I already knew who is the winner of our today's table topic session, but I'm sure that all of us are already the winners of all these questions. And this time it's David. So David, congratulations.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Licia. Thank you, Toastmaster Licia, for your analysis of the table topic session. Friends, when I was a new Toastmaster, never have I ever delivered a speech on time, as I was always extending. Now let's see if our speakers today delivered within time. Let's hear the Toastmasters timers report from Toastmaster Ellen.
Good evening again and good morning. Never even I have done the timer role during the night time. But I always love the timer role because I did a lot of time in the club and the outside club. So I love the timer. And I could see some of the people were here thinking about what's your timer report, whether I am qualified or disqualified. Chill. I'm not going to give a palaver report. I'm going to give a short and sweet report. So let me share my report with you. Here we are, my report. So we have a lot of sessions. So first session, the game session, it's at a time is 10 minutes, but we are encouraged and participated in that session. So we took 14 minutes, 34 seconds and 56 milliseconds. So for the prepared speech, we have two speakers. Speaker David took 6 minutes, 16 seconds, 38 milliseconds. And the Christopher, we took 11 minutes, 9 seconds and 46 milliseconds. For the table topic session, we have 6 speakers overall. So Matra, you took 1 minute, 28 seconds, 98 milliseconds. And Raghavan, you took 56 seconds, 27 milliseconds. Nana, you took 2 minutes, 55 seconds and 19 milliseconds. Selvi, you took 1 minute, 23 seconds and 28 milliseconds. And David, you took 1 minute, 25 seconds and 20 milliseconds. Nana Real, you took 1 minute, 27 seconds and 84 milliseconds. And last we have evaluation session. We had 2 evaluators on one DT evaluator. So evaluator 1, Gerry, that you took 3 minutes, 12 minutes, 3 minutes, 12 seconds and 89 milliseconds. Rica, you took 3 minutes, 6 seconds, 52 milliseconds. And last but not least, the TT evaluator, Lisa, you took 7 minutes, 34 milliseconds. That's my report, and I enjoyed the meeting a lot. Looking forward to new role in the same club. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Ellen, wow, detailed report even to the last millisecond. Fellow Toastmasters, never have I ever attended a meeting where I did not utter. If we had our filler words today, or we avoided them, let's hear the report, the accounters report from Toastmaster Gokuna.
First of all, I have to congratulate Ferido, Kevin, DTM Kevin, and Toastmaster Dave for not using any filler words. They were perfect in their speech. Then coming, Christopher Thiel used like once and once are. Lisa used few hours and so. Gerry used few hours. Paul used few hours, repeats why twice, once and used. Then Anna Real used few hours. Anna Bokia used and once, and Rica used a few times. Thank you. That's many. Thank you all to Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gopulnath, for your account report. Now let's see if we use the word of the day, palaver, and how we use the English language. Let's hear the grammarian report from Toastmaster Paul Young.
Thank you, Toto. Wow, what a name you have. Your name has so many O's there. It's wonderful. Yes. Okay. I would like to say, in general, your grammar is really good. It's more than I expected. So, I didn't do many writings, recording them. But I did find out some small, very tiny mistakes. Even maybe they are not mistakes, but just my intuition. We can talk about that. First, when I talked, I ran a traveling agency. Of course, it's a mistake. I used it wrong. It's ran. The past tense is ran, But sometimes, when I'm in a hurry, so I make mistakes. So, but English it's an incredible language. It's so many irregular verbs, so we have just to memorize them. A lot of members use the word palaver, but it's wonderful. For example, Veronica, and I wrote them down, so I will speak one by one. And Victoria also used the word, and very nice used the word. And Toto, how to say Toto or Ferido, I don't know which one is a surname. And you used a lot of this, the word of the day. It's really, really nice of you guys. Okay, now I just want to analyze a little bit what Christopher said in his speech. He said, do a speech several times. But I think it's correct. It's informal, do a speech. But I would prefer to make or to give or even to deliver a speech. But that's just my opinion, maybe both of them. I think do a speech is okay. But another thing is leadership career. I think it's correct, but I prefer career of leadership. But, it's my intuition. Okay, but otherwise, Christoph, your language, your grammar is almost perfect. Yes. Marta, you used many times the word of the day, palaver, which is very nice, and your speech is just perfect. I wanted to find some mistakes from your speech, but I failed. That's honestly. And Anna also used the word palaver. So almost all of you used the word of the day, which is marvelous. But I found out in Anna's speech, he said, jump from the plane with a parachute. I would prefer to jump from the plane like a subject, or jumping from the plane. No, jump is a verb, is a infinitive, and also spend the saving on jump from the plane. Spend the saving on jumping from the plane. I mean, it's logical, yes. And Anna Real said something like, it depends on the person you are. I think it will be better if you say it depends on the person who you are. But anyway, in general, your grammar is really, really wonderful. I tried very hard to find some mistakes, but actually I was not very successful. But that's all from me today as a grammarian.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Paul. That's one of the roles that is very challenging because you really have to listen to everyone speaking. If they use the word and if they had masterful use of the English language. Hello, Toastmasters. What can I say? If you enjoyed the meeting tonight, I'd like you to put these two hands in front and give everyone a warm round of applause. Yes? And we are still awake. Whew. Thank you so much for the invitation, Toastmaster Marta. That's number one. Two, thank you everyone. We are from all over the world gathered in one venue, gathered via Zoom to enjoy the gift of leadership and communication. Okay, our theme for tonight says, never have I ever. And we learned so much from those who never have ever done things. Well, I say, never say never. There were many invitations to attend a meeting in the wee hours of the morning. This is my first time and it's enjoyable. And I'm still energized. I can do 2 more hours. But this is the time we have for. Maybe next time I can join you again. The fellow Toastmasters here in the Philippines, in India, in the UK, never say never. There is always a time for us to speak, to learn, and to share what we have. And by doing so, we continue to develop ourselves, and we also help to develop new leaders. Those are our 2 speeches for this evening. Once again, I am Thoto Ferido, Toastmaster of the evening. I turn over the control for more announcements and more information to our club president, Toastmaster Marta Vorobyova. Yay!
Good job. Thank you, Toto. Thank you so much. But I'm also a little you stole everything I wanted to say. I wanted to thank everybody. Again, I cannot thank you enough. And this makes me really happy that all of you from all over the world, from all these different, there's so many different Toastmaster Club representatives here in this meeting. And it makes me really happy. So thank you so much. And especially for those who are tuning in from Asia, where I know it is so late. Thank you so much. I would like, as it's becoming my tradition, as a personal thing of President Marta Vorobyova, to end the meeting with a quote. And the quote I chose for today is this: never stop doing your best, just because someone doesn't give you credit. And this, I think, is relatable to us, dear Toastmasters. We are our own leaders, like Christopher said. And sometimes in life, there will be nobody or not many people to give us credit for doing things. That doesn't mean that we should stop. Let's cheer ourselves in the times when we need it and there's no credit coming from anywhere. I like this quote. Before I forget to take a picture, I would kindly ask you to all give me your best warm smile to take a picture of this evening, and then I will make some more announcements.
All right.
Okay? Is everyone ready?
Yay,
you
smile.
can give me a thumbs, or you can give me a smile. 3, 2, 1.
Smile.
Yay! Done. Thank you so much. And I just wanted to make a small announcement that we are planning a small educational meeting after this. And I invite people like Vitali and Victoria to the meetings like this. These will be the meetings where you can find out and get a better understanding of what is Toastmasters, why do you need it, get some small introduction into pathways, so maybe that will help you choose your path and make a decision to get on the journey. This was it for today. I thank you so much, and I'm wrapping up, closing this wonderful, wonderful evening. Thank you, and thank you, dear Toastmasters. If you would like to have an after party, socialize a little bit, share some feedback, please do unmute, turn on your cameras, and let's have a talk.
Yes, thank you everyone. Thank you, Madam President.
Ellen, so curious to hear your feedback about the
mag-subscribe, ring the bell, mag-like, comment, at i-share mo na.